You ever sat through a movie or a play and maybe the music is coming up on that crescendo, or maybe the story is so good that it doesn't even need music, and you get that feeling inside of you, that welling inside of you, that, oh my gosh, you're going to get tingles, you're going to get tears in your eyes, you can't help it. And it's either because of sadness or it's because of happiness. They both produce the same response, that your emotions can't be expressed in any other ways than to physically move you. And isn't it interesting that it doesn't matter whether it is a feel good or a feel bad? Something really interesting happened this morning. I witnessed 20 other people's life goals. There were 2 videos by people in the group that I had to pause. I had tears in my eyes. Not because it was something so amazing or worldly impactful or changing the world kind of stuff. It was just so connected and so true and so real to what would make their lives better. Here's what struck me. For other members, what was interesting was their goals weren't really goals. It was about being happy. It was about being content or at peace. It was about having clarity. And those aren't goals, because goals are only things that you can measure. You can say, I'm attaching a number to this, I'm attaching a date to this. But those deeply emotional senses of well-being, of the quality of life you want, you can have goals that you can measure that can support that quality of life, but that's more of an intention. And those intentions should not be ignored. Those intentions are so important. In other words, what kind of quality do you want for your life? What kind of a life do you want to live? And it's a very passionate question, isn't it? What kind of a life do you want to live? What kind of quality do you want to have for your life and possibly for the people you care about in your life? How do you measure that? Here's an example of what I mean by how do you measure the quality of your life. I said earlier that a goal is an outcome and you need something quantitative to measure it by. A quality of life thing for me is spending a lot of time outside in nature. I could simply measure that if I wanted to be really anal about it and put a check mark in an Excel spreadsheet for every day that I went outside and did a walk or did exercise in the park or whatever. To get the quality of life that you want to live, what are the goals, those quantitative outcomes you would need to focus on over the next 90 days, year, 5 years, 10 years to get that quality of life you want? Because when you can check off the box that you've achieved that goal, that you've been doing those things that support quality in your life, you're going to get that greater happiness. You're going to feel that sense of well-being, that you've done what you set out to do and you're living the life that you want to live and experience.